Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. I have with me Kawil, Jinx the Looney Tune with me. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, nurse.
Hello, nurse. Yes. We have quite the interesting type of content for you guys here tonight. Bunch of fake fans, bunch of stupid. So let's dive right into it. Hope you're all doing well when you guys show up. So in the meantime, we'll get this party started. All right. Welcome to the stream for the very first time, and probably for the only time because he barely uploads. Hellogreedo, patient zero of Disney shills.
Man, I hate Hellogreedo so much.
Yeah, he hates the expanded universe. He hates the prequels. Unless he shills for Filoni's crap. I think he does.
Top 5 worst things in the Star Wars expanded universe. Oh, goody, I cannot wait.
I've actually seen this video, and I remember some of what he of what he lists here. And it is indeed stupid. But we'll get to it when we get to it. All right. Because I've read, I think, most of the stories that he's going to list. All right.
Hellogreedo's top 5 worst things in the Star Wars expanded universe.
I will give him credit. He did not say Wedgens. I'll give him credit for not saying Wedgens. Oh, look, I have 66 videos in my playlist. How ironic. That is hilarious.
5. Mount Sorrow. Nestled on the forest.
All right. We're picking on a children's comic book based on a children's TV show. From what, the 70s?
I could be wrong, but isn't most Star Wars children's books are not meant to be canon, just something fun for the children? Why is he
I do believe that is the case, yes. Fanatic verse YT, welcome to the stream. What is up is Hellogreedo. But yeah, I do believe a lot of the children's media for Star Wars is meant to be non-canon. So I don't know why they all complain about Mount Sorrows. I don't even think the Ewok cartoon is canon. Like actual canon to the expanded universe.
I look at this mountain and somehow it's reminding me of the Paramount logo. If it was crying.
It's giving me vibes from this one animated movie I saw. Or what? No. It was an animated segment from a Disney picture. But the name escapes me, but it had to do with an airplane.
Is it the movie Planes?
No, it wasn't Planes. It wasn't Pixar. It was a 2D drawn cartoon. But it had a mountain with a scowling face on it.
Okay.
Moon of Endor lives a self-aware, fully alive mountain. Mount Sorrow is sad. He's always sad, but that sadness has a flip side because, and you will never guess this, Mount Sorrow's tears have the power to cure your injuries, your illnesses. They have the power to cure your disease. He also...
You know, it's hypocritical that you will attack Mount Sorrows, yet you'll support Geode, the freaking stupid Jedi rock from the Woke Republic.
Check the t-shirt he's wearing.
Screw you, Hellogreedo. In JJ we trust to kill every single franchise known to man. He already killed Star Trek, and he killed he helped kill Star Wars.
Well, many people like to say that The Last Jedi or either The Rise of Skywalker was the final nail in the coffin, but let's be honest, The Force Awakens was the movie that brought said coffin to Star Wars.
Made Han Solo a deadbeat dad.
Made Luke Skywalker into a whiny bitch boy, even worse than what people complain about Anakin.
Made Poe and Rey rip off of already popular characters. Finn was the only one who had a little bit of level of creativity, and that got wasted.
and almost brought Carrie Fisher back from the dead.
Oof. Yep. That's a big oof.
Yep.
Also has the power to blow people off of his summit with a gust of wind breath. Mount Sorrow appeared one time and one time only in issue 7 of the Ewoks comic book published in May 1986.
And you don't explain why it's bad or one of the worst things in the expanded universe.
That's typical for these stupid shows. Oh no, this thing is terrible. Cut to another scene that doesn't explain anything.
He doesn't even explain why it's zero. He just says Mount Sorrows, describes what it is and where it showed up, and then boom. That's it. No context, barely any context or anything. No explanation. That already we're off to a horrible start. And now we get to zombies.
Okay.
Number 4.
Well, we're also
Zombies.
on Halloween.
Yep, zombies. To appeal to the modern craze of zombie worship, of course they threw zombies into Star Wars. Okay, so when earthly words like zombie or witch in the case of Sith witches are said in the Star Wars universe, I just kind of get taken out of the whole thing. Most everything in Star Wars has
you do know there are some things in Star Wars that we have in real life that they describe? Like what? Do you get taken out of the experience when they mention water? Or food rations?
Or even milk.
Blue milk.
Exactly.
Like Greedo, my man. It's okay to have hell, hot chocolate exists within the expanded universe.
Vaping exists in the Star Wars universe.
Wait, what does? I didn't catch that word.
Smoke vaping. You know the thing that Jabba the Hutt smokes in Return of the Jedi?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hitting the bong he does.
Yep.
Captain Phoebius, welcome to the stream. So it's okay when Filoni uses zombie Geonosians and stormtroopers. Hellogreedo is a moron. That kind of goes without saying. I mean, he's even more of a moron.
And I think that's actually something that I imagine he's about to refer to.
Yeah, he's going to refer to the novel Death Troopers, which I have read.
It's an inventive name. Some good.
What?
Oh, sorry. I haven't read the book, but I did read online that those zombies were meant to be experimentations for Palpatine and Vader to have almost eternal life. Am I wrong about that?
I'd have to go back and look into it. It's been a while since I've read the book. But I do know that the zombies appeared twice, with Star Wars The Old Republic, Red Harvest serving as an initial prequel that also has zombies. But the idea was, there was some sort of virus called the Blackwing virus. That's the reason for the zombies. But I'm not quite sure if there's ever an explanation for why they have it. But I'm sure it probably was explained somewhere that it was possibly... I mean, I theorized that it was Vader trying to experiment with bringing Padme back from the dead. Because that feels like something he would... Because that feels like something he would do.
Yeah. But I also read that it was probably Palpatine making like a backup contingency that allows him to clone himself, and he tried to test it out on some stormtroopers, and that got ugly, and that created the zombies.
The Wookiees cartoon is in canon in the expanded. What Wookiee cartoon? There's no Wookiees cartoon. There's the Ewoks cartoon. Unless you're trying to talk about the Ewoks. But if that's the case, I wouldn't know how you mix that up with Wookiees.
Well, the word Ewok is actually Wookiees in reverse.
I did not know that. I'd have to flip that over and see. Anyway, so he's trying to say it's because they wanted to cash in on the trend of zombies in the 2000s. So, it's not a story they thought out. They just threw zombies into Star Wars because reasons. I don't even think they're explicit. I don't even know if they're explicitly called zombies in the book. They're just called the undead. If I'm only going off my memory here. Double AA, welcome to the channel. What's up, Brandon? 2 reaction on Star Wars Explained, being so greedy and so stupid on their lovable Disney. That's cool, Double AA. Captain Thieves. In Star Wars Galaxies, we got to follow up the Death Troopers. There was a Blackwing virus outbreak on Dathomir. Oh, so we had more. We got more on the Blackwing virus there, Khalil.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. The Ewoks cartoon is canon. Huh. Is it S canon or is it C canon? However, is what I want to know. Do a reaction to what? Double A. You need to be more specific. I can't just react to air. Unless, if you want me to react to a black screen on camera, I'll do it, but you'd have to sub to my channel if you want me to do it.
Well, hey, reacting to a black screen is better than watching Hellogreedo explaining why the EU is terrible.
And I guarantee you my reaction would be a lot more realistic than any of the shills Mr. Grizzy covers.
And you'll probably have more likes than this video. Seriously,
This video is sitting at 9.2 thousand likes and 2.1 thousand dislikes, unfortunately.
the dislikes should need to increase.
Exactly. Everyone, you should go dislike this.
This video's 10 years ago. Holy shit.
The 80s cartoons are S-canon. Everything that predates Thrawn trilogy is S-canon. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Captain Thieves, for clearing that up. Okay, now we have our answer. Hellogreedo, Mount Saros is not explicitly canon. You dunce.
Good, some bad, but generally everything that is spoken is something you had never heard before, something new. So when I hear zombie or witch, I just kind of roll my eyes. What about?
Okay, what about hot chocolate then, you moron?
And let me guess, you're not gonna roll your eyes when they mention time travel.
Oh, I would not put it above Disney to just straight up start saying time travel. They do that. I'm gonna storm over there and we're gonna have there's gonna be words. There's gonna be words, and Dave Filoni will probably go home with a broken nose. I wish.
Oh, zombie Gungans. Yes, zombie Gungans. And it
sounds cool. What's wrong with that, my boy? I haven't gotten to that arc yet. I only got to the part where the Gungans are dead. In JJ we trust. Well, that t-shirt aged just as horribly as Sheila's takes. Yep. Khalil, feel free to jump in anytime, man.
Yes, sorry. It says the video was released 10 years ago, so was it made before The Force Awakens?
Probably, or maybe around the same time. Probably around the time of the announcement that the EU was getting tossed out, so he was trying to like punch down on it. Star Wars explained their recent video on Last Week in Star Wars. The hypocrisy is hilarious and so real. For all they're accepting their shield access and payments, oh, okay. We'll probably take a look at it after this if we can squeeze it in. So
Also,
stick around for that.
Also, did they hire a Star Wars hater, or should I say a prequel hater, to make this zombie zombie Gungan drawings?
No, I do believe that's official artwork from the expanded universe from the Republic comics.
Okay, but did they hire a Star Wars prequel hater to make the official artwork? Is actually what I'm trying to say.
No, I highly doubt it.
That
doesn't even really look like Jar Jar.
No, but I imagine if George Lucas had to approve the story, he's like, kill whatever Gungans you want, but not Jar Jar. He's staying alive.
Exactly. Jar Jar gets to live.
He's
and
the
I'm
key
okay
of all
with
this.
that. I'm probably the one person on planet Earth who doesn't hate Jar Jar.
Well, I know you don't. I know you're not a fan of the Superman movie, but its actor David Cornsey actually says he's a fan of Jar Jar Binks. So there's that.
Okay, I don't have a problem with the actors per se, unless they say or do something absolutely horrendous. But
2003 comic titled The New Face of War,
okay, yeah, this is he's referring to the Republic comics.
a colony of Gungans is wiped out by separatists. Some of them reanimate with no explanation and begin chomping. Death Troopers is a book where a prison barge is aimlessly floating through space. It's broken down, and they stumble upon a Star Destroyer that
This cover art goes so hard.
I remember seeing this cover in Borders and at the store Borders when it used to be a thing, and I was always afraid of it. I always hated the horror genre as a kid.
I mean, that makes sense. I've seen it as a kid and it never bothered me. But that's because I mainly didn't know it was a disembodied head, like hanging on a hook. I never saw this part. But yeah, the Wedgens version of this does not, like the cover they made for it. No, it is way crappier compared to this beautiful. I think this may actually be one of my favorite Star Wars covers.
Because did they remove the fleshy bottom of the helmet?
No, it's not even this. It's just generic zombie stormtroopers, shuffling towards the camera. It's like a very generic picture. Like I could bring it up.
I mean, if you
has
want.
been
What?
No, sorry. You can continue.
abandoned. That sounds like a cool idea. I like that so far. But when they board the Star Destroyer, they discover that it isn't really abandoned. It's populated by zombies, disease-ridden people who reanimate and begin attacking the boarding party. Maybe this is a nice little break from our normal Star Wars. Maybe it's a cool horror spin on what we love, but I just don't think it fits. Number 3.
Okay, that's a you issue. Okay, here we go. Boba Fett surviving. Here we go. I remember this one.
Raise your hand if he's going to use the clip from the Book of Boba Fett.
No, this was 10 years ago. Remember, he's not going to use a clip from Book of Boba Fett.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Boba Fett survives. Yes, Boba Fett survives the Sarlacc pit. It's described in a number of books: The Ordeal of Boba Fett, The Tale of Dengar, The Last One Standing, The Tale of Boba Fett, Tales of the Bounty Hunter, and Mandalorian Armor. Okay,
because it's a badass story. Shut up. Hellogreedo cannot have fun to save his damn life. Dude hates the prequels. Dude hates the expanded. He hates the expanded universe in general. He doesn't even like anything from it. It's hilarious. The dude cannot have fun.
I swear to you, if we ever see him read a book that he actually enjoys, but then he closed the cover and he's like, "Look, the expanded universe! What the hell?"
Or even no. If we see him reading a book that he wasn't paid to like, that would be a shocker. Especially if it was an expanded universe novel. I guarantee you that would be a cold day in hell before that happens. Hypocritical much? Can't believe I used to watch this guy. Mecha G75.
The first time I ever watched Hellogreedo was one of those early videos that he made trashing the original trilogy special editions. Ever since after that, I never cared about the guy.
Of course, he hates the special editions. Why would I expect him to not do that? Boba Fett Twin Engines of Destruction is greater than bloat of beta fat. Actually, I agree. I actually did go ahead and read Twin Engines of Destruction. I actually have to own a copy, but I managed to read it online. SWA, welcome to the stream. In JJ, we trash. Somebody get that on a t-shirt.
Babe, so I guess this is canon, but just because it's
You guess it's canon? Oh my. Do you not even know what's canon in the expanded universe, you dunce? How this is just sad for him. I don't even think he knows what's canon and what isn't canon.
That's what you get for hating on the EU. It scrambles your brain.
Thor's Hammer, welcome to the stream for the very first time. Boba Fett becoming Mandalore was awesome. Everything Boba Fett did in the original expanded universe was awesome. This dude and Sam Gavin think Andor is the first Star Wars media without the Skywalkers. DTX speaks. Welcome to the stream. And wow, what a moron. This guy fast faded out of my life. How fitting.
Canon doesn't mean I have to like it, right?
Okay, yeah, no one's saying you have to like it. But if you're saying top 5 worst things in the Star Wars EU, that means it has to be like objective. You should have titled this like top 5 things in the EU I don't like. Because you gave no explanation for why Mount Sorrow sucked. You gave a subjective opinion about why zombies sucked or why you didn't like zombies in Star Wars. And now you're basically going to do the same thing with Boba Fett.
This video, this is another YouTube video with a big baity title.
The only thing I don't like at all and disagree a lot with in the expanded universe was killing off Mara Jade. Well, at least you admit that is your opinion. No one is saying you have to like it. I think that helmet of his is too tight and he's losing air in that helmet. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm surprised he didn't use the First Order helmet. I don't think it was out at the time. This is a 10-year-old video. This is old. Hellogreedo never even watched an EU show, read an EU book or canon, or played an EU game, and thinks he's qualified to speak on these matters. No, he's not. He's not qualified. I bet the dude doesn't even watch the prequels, and because he hates them so much. I'm not trying to overshadow you, Coil.
Sorry.
If you have anything you want to say, just jump on in, tell me you want to say something, and I'll let you say something.
It doesn't mean that everyone has to succumb to this level of fan appeasement. I guarantee this was an afterthought. It was never intended, probably never even questioned or thought about when Fett fell into the Sarlacc pit in Jedi.
Pretty sure a lot of people didn't like the fact Fett was killed off that easily. And on top of that, Boba Fett is not Darth Maul. Boba Fett, at the very least, was lucky enough to have an open-ended death.
And also a jetpack that he could barely fix.
Exactly. You're trying to say that hang on, let's go back and see what he says.
Armor. Okay, so I guess this is canon,
I scored back
but just because it's canon doesn't mean I have to like it, right? It doesn't mean that everyone has to succumb to this level of fan appeasement.
Everyone has to succumb to this level of fan appeasement? What do you think Disney's been trying to do? Hypocrite. And on top of that, yes, you can argue it's fan appeasement, but it doesn't break the movies. There were more stories that they wanted to tell with Boba Fett, and they went ahead and told those stories. And we got some badass moments out of it.
Of course, with George Lucas's approval.
I played The Force Unleashed, and those claiming Galen Marek is too OP as a Force user have no idea of the stuff Luke Skywalker can do, and Galen Marek was struggling a lot for some of his major feats. Geez, didn't George Lucas regret killing Boba in such a stupid... Yes, George Lucas actually regretted killing him off. He had no idea how popular Boba was at the time. Yeah.
Though I can also understand why he wanted him dead, because he probably didn't want Boba to overshadow Luke or Vader or even Palpatine during the time of Return of the Jedi was being released.
Probably.
guarantee this was an afterthought. It was never intended, probably never even questioned or thought about when Fett fell into the Sarlacc pit in Jedi.
Never even thought about or questioned. What is that supposed to mean exactly? I'm seriously asking. I have no idea what he's talking about here.
I think what he's trying to say is that like I was saying, they wanted him to die, and that's it. No more Boba Fett. But then the backlash after Jedi was released, and George Lucas eventually had to concede and bring him back in both the novels and the comic books.
Well, I guess so, but I don't know how he's saying this sucks. But I'm pretty sure hopefully he'll explain his reasoning here.
I kind of feel like this is the biggest example of fan service in the entire saga.
Dude, you have no idea what fan service is until you get to Disney, Star Wars, and their fan service. And I use that term extremely loosely.
Also, we have been using the word fan service for so long, it's actually starting to lose its meaning if it didn't already.
I mean, I would say that term died with the Spider-Verse movies because, dear God, that is the exact personification of, nostalgia bait and key jingling. God, I hate those movies. The Disney Boba Fett show was such a disgrace to the expanded universe. Boba Fett, it's a complete insult to everything Boba Fett achieved and accomplished with reuniting the Mandalorian tribes. Boba Fett's defeat, yes, I'm calling it that, was so open-ended in terms of execution that it's more of him being shelved for later use. Exactly. And honestly, it was a happy accident that it happened like that. It wasn't like with Darth Maul where it's like, you cannot feasibly you cannot expect us to believe he survives that.
Well, I guess some people who believe Maul should have survived will say, well, he used the dark side of the Force in an extreme way to heal his wound. After all, he uses the Force to make his little spider legs.
How does he even end up on another junk planet then? Answer me that, damn it.
Because one of the transports on Naboo was going to a junk planet anyway?
How did he get onto a transport? He has no legs.
Like I said before, the Force, he used whatever remains he had to make his spidey legs.
But he made those spider legs when he got to the junk planet.
Yeah, well, I give up.
Another victory for the real Star Wars fan. Hellogreedo made a whole video defending those stupid bombers from TLJ. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to find that video. I'm going to find that for another stream. Girk. According to him, rules are hard. Hello, Gbit21. Welcome to the stream. Lore Master Chris, welcome to the stream. Sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier. That's not how the dark side works.
Oh, really? You're cold?
Andor is no, it's not an okay show. It's crap. And unfortunately, since it breaks expanding, I can't see it as being part. Oh, so you wanted it to be part of the expanded universe in your headcanon, I see. Okay, fake fan. Get the hell out. If that's the case. Thanks for exposing yourself on stream, man.
Before you turn on the video, I just wanted to say that a lot of times whenever I would look for info about the Sarlacc pit, a lot of times they would often show that photo of the Sarlacc, a Boba escaping the Sarlacc. And one of the info I also like is that the beak that we see in the movie is actually not an actual beak. That's the tongue. And then the tongue within the tongue is just a tentacle to ensure that their prey do not move.
Ooh, awesome.
So the hole in the planet is basically a mouse with teeth, and like I said, the tentacle is just a tongue, a double tongue like the aliens Uh, the Xenophore from the Alien movies.
I haven't watched those movies yet. I have to finish getting for RoboCop,
Okay.
but it's on the list. It's on the list.
Fans like Boba Fett. Okay, we'll just keep him alive. I really don't care if he has a jetpack or that his armor withstands stomach acid. His demise was great.
His demise was great. I think you might be the first person to actually say that, Hellogreedo.
Well, maybe he was the first person in years to say that, since I imagine there is a small group of people that actually like Boba Fett dying. I could be wrong, but still.
Probably. Ain't the Sarlacc just a giant sand octopus? I mean, it's not just sand. There's Sarlacc pits over in Felucia. We see as much in the Force Unleashed movies.
Also, it's not exactly an octopus because another info that I also like to read is that it's more the Sarlacc is almost plant-based, like like the Venus flytrap that exists here on
Uh-huh.
Earth.
Yeah.
So so it's almost like you planted the Sarlacc on somewhere, let's say planet Earth, and then it grows. And once it matures, it leaves.
Wait, I said it was okay. I don't like Disney Stars at all, and out of everything, it's still part of the garbage. Okay, well, calling it okay is giving it way too much credit. Even still, I have my eyes on you. Better watch your step.
So am I.
If that was Boba's death, that would have been super lame. Exactly. Like, no offense, I am willing to excuse a lot for Star Wars. I'm probably one of the people who unironically like some of this stupid stuff that Star Wars can get up to. I will defend Skippy the Jedi Droid with my life, damn it. Just watch Alien and Aliens. There's no other Alien movie, but read the Dark Horse comics. All right, check. Captain Phoebus. Will do.
I also need to watch those two Alien movies at some point. The first one is directed by Ridley Scott, who did Blade Runner, and the sequel was directed by James Cameron, who did, Titanic, the first two Terminator films, and Avatar's saga.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Fearful, powerful bounty hunter who captured our hero is reduced to nothing more than a candidate for the Darwin Awards. Number 2.
Okay, so you wanted Boba Fett to be an idiot. You must have loved Book of Boba Fett then. Also,
Uh,
I forgot this was on the list, but this is always an easy candidate. Dark Empire. Of course. Hate on Dark Empire. Of course. It's not like it's an awesome story that nobody has ever damn read. I'm sorry. Did nobody hear me?
yes, I heard you.
Okay. Because I moved away from the mic for comedic effect. Anyway, okay,
So
here we go.
Dark Empire. So was Rise of Skywalker almost like a quote unquote loose adaptation of Dark Empire? And it is also
L-
true that they say it's the one of the worst, if not the worst, Star Wars story ever told.
Typically I do see people. I don't think people say that Dark Empire is the worst, but I think they do consider it one of. I haven't really seen like a genuine candidate for the worst. But I think a lot of people who say Dark Empire sucks haven't actually really read the story. They've only like heard the description of it. And the main things they harp on is Palpatine being back from the dead and Luke turning to the dark side. But what they have to understand is this Dark Empire was written prior to the Chosen One prophecy being a thing. And even then, it's like Anakin's sacrifice did do some damage. Palpatine was losing his mind to the point that his own subordinates were willing to backstab him and kill him just for the sake of preserving the Empire.
Well, at least from what I read, the story actually details how Palpatine went back to life. Sorry, returned back to life. The Rise of Skywalker just use a line from Revenge of the Sith and be like, here's the backstory, a little briefly, and here you go. Here you go. Enjoy the movie.
It's just an opinion. Yeah, well, I've gatekept people for saying less. And I don't see Andor as great. You said it was okay, man. That was, giving it too much credit.
Well, he did say it was okay, but he didn't say it was great.
I know that, but even calling it okay is giving it too much credit. That show doesn't even look like Star Wars, especially since it only contributes to sabotaging the expanding universe. That's all. Okay, man, I don't support Disney Star Wars. I will repeat. Okay, fine, but you're on my watch list.
I never watched Andor, nor do I care to, but the stuff that I've been seeing people posting about, it just honestly looked like your typical sci-fi TV show or even sci-fi movie that just happens to have the word Star Wars in the title.
I saw like maybe the first 2 episodes and I quit. And that was back when my family had Disney Plus. We don't have it anymore.
Good for you.
Dark Empire is still great content, comics, despite some of its flaws. It's still an enjoyable arc of Star Wars. There you go. They constantly overlook how much Dark Empire meant for Luke's journey and the rebuilding of the Jedi Order in New Republic. Bingo. Solar Voludon, welcome to the stream. I was wondering when you were going to get here.
All right, let's continue.
All right, just let me get after these. After season 1 of Andor, I cannot get myself to stop. I cannot get myself to watch season 2 even if I was paid. Okay, congratulations. That means you're not on the shill list. Have you seen some Warhammer 4K, 40K, and Star Wars crossover stories? One YouTuber is writing the Tau Empire being crossover to the EU Clone Wars. Okay, I'll give that guy points instead of 10 years before the Clone Wars begins. I know nothing about Warhammer 4K other than it's having its own problems at the moment. My friend Captain Phoebius is more of an expert on it than I. I've been busy with other stuff. So but I will give credit to that one YouTuber for setting in the expanded universe and not, TCW.
Filoni Wars.
The crap wars. The cancer wars.
And to think that we're almost half done with the video.
Yep. And let's go.
The Emperor is still alive. Well, I guess not technically. See?
Okay, now I need that action figure. I need to collect so many action figures. I need to collect so much of this stuff.
Did they use the face of Ian McDiarmid when making this action figure, or did they use a different actor?
No, they're basing it off what he was drawn to look like in the book. I don't know if the artist for Dark Empire based it on what Ian McDiarmid looked like at the time or what, but he does look considerably different when he comes back in a clone body.
Plus, Ian McDiarmid all that makeup during Return of the Jedi, so they couldn't exactly use his real face anyway.
Bingo. Hellogreedo is a fascinating specimen. He's always crapping on Star Wars, yet he builds his entire channel on it, including wearing a Stormtrooper helmet. Yeah, I see that kind of phenomenon all the time. I still need to come up with a good name for it.
Hellogreedo.
Named Heretical Hatter, he has ran the whole Tau Empire being teleported into the Star Wars galaxy and the south parts of the galaxy. Okay. Probably won't check it out because I'm not a 4K guy at the moment. I kind of don't check out crossovers if it's with something I kind of don't care about. I will never read the Transformers My Little Ponies crossover. You couldn't pay me to. I will not become a brony. I am not going to become official Rave Blitz. Never. Also, before he acts all confused, it is confirmed Palpatine is a clone with the transferred essence of the original Palpatine. Yeah, and the process is extremely painful, as he describes it. 40K is woke and overrun with hacks that hate fans and established lore. Also, 4K versus Star Wars is stupid. 4K has way too much of an advantage. Dang.
Ouch.
I still have my faith in Jedi, but that's because I'm extremely biased. Palpatine. I can feel your anger. It makes you stronger. Makes you focus. I don't think I can do a good Palpatine impression. But there you go.
At last, the Jedi are no more.
I still need to get this action figure, though. I will. It will go into my collection.
In the expanded universe lore, the Emperor had an entire ship full of clones of himself, younger clones of himself. So the amazing act of self-sacrifice that Vader exhibits at the end of Return of the Jedi is rendered meaningless if you...
You do know that Palpatine's body was rapidly deteriorating, right? And so was his mind. Did you not read the story? Because I bet you haven't. Damn, you're an idiot.
Follow EU lore. And why would you follow EU lore in cases like this? You have...
because it's far better than the alternative. No, wait. What am I talking about? There is no alternative. There totally isn't an alternative. There's only the expanded universe.
Disney Star Wars isn't canon.
Exactly. And again, it contributed to the story. It contributed to Luke's arc. Luke was a badass. Why wouldn't I want to follow it? You seem to act as if following EU lore is like you pick and you choose. That's not how it works. That's when you're dealing with headcanon.
That's not how any of this works.
In a ship? No, it was one of his hideouts. Yeah, it was a citadel on an old Sith planet. I think. I have to look up the name. But my copies of Dark Empire are upstairs in my bedroom, and I'm all the way down here in the dining room. Vader still redeemed himself. If not for Dark Empire, we would never have gotten Crimson Empire. Exactly. Everything leads into one another. I still need to get Crimson Empire. I just got Dark Times. First volume. I shared that on my community post. I'm planning to get rid of some Disney Star Wars merch. Yes, I had a phase, but most of it is used. So what to do? Sell it on eBay.
Such a powerful ending to the trilogy, and then some side story comes along and kind of smashes it. And then
It's not a side story. It's a continuation. Screw you, Hellogreedo, if you think that it's a side story. I mean, you could argue it's like, bonus material, but it's still part of the story. It's not a side story.
You could say Rise of Skywalker is a side story.
But even then, would you really want to go ahead and watch Rise of Palpatine?
No, I don't.
No. No. I was about to say I'd rather watch Sonic Boom, but I don't hate myself that much. There is only so much. There's only so much I'm willing to do.
that basically forces Star Wars fans to...
No, sorry. Continue.
Okay.
Take sides in a discussion. You have the film side, which is full of meaning, sacrifice, fatherhood, and closure. And then...
Okay, so he's already fighting for the there's only the movie side, and now he's going to attack us. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's see how he describes us.
And you have the EU side that, for no reason other than another example of fan service and maybe a lack of vision, tells everyone that the Emperor is basically alive and well in thousands of bodies aboard a spaceship.
He wasn't alive and well. He was alive and unwell. His mental state was deteriorating as rapidly as his body's. And lack of vision, everyone had to go to George to get confirmation. Lucy Wilson is a liar.
I swear, how did this guy maintain his channel after all this time is beyond me.
I don't even think
yes,
so.
everybody
His uploading schedule is all over the place. Like, he really doesn't even seem to post reviews of stuff anymore. I think the last thing he reviewed was Shillington Crew. Where's the vision in Jar Jar Abrams, Greedo? I'm started reading the first novel of the X-Wing series. I'm loving it so far. I'm happy I finally got to know Corran Horn. Cool. I don't own any of the X-Wing books yet.
I think it's pretty dumb. Also, if you had an army of DNA replica supervillains, why wouldn't you use them like all the time?
Because
I know the answer. Because he was trying to keep it a secret.
No, the other reason is because they didn't have functioning minds. He had to transfer his essence into them for them to come alive, you dunce. Also, number 1 is my boy, Skippy the Jedi droid. I've read... Oh, of course we got Skippy the droid. Damn shill. Hey, Greedo, why didn't the Resistance use Y-Wings in TLJ? You guys are killing it in the chat. Okay, Kawil, have you read Skippy the Jedi droid?
No, I haven't. I'll probably read it at some point, but I'm willing to bet that what this guy's about to say is gonna be a shit show.
Actually, real quick, Peter David, the same creator of Spider-Man 2099, wrote this story.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was for a small story in the comic line Star Wars Tales, which was like a collection of stories. Some were canon, some weren't. It basically was like do whatever you wanted kind of deal.
Number 1, Skippy the droid. You probably remember Skippy from A New Hope,
otherwise known as R5. You do know that they use him as nostalgia bait in The Mandalorian, right?
Yes. And they even wrote him in a story called From a Certain Point of View during the 40th anniversary of A New Hope, where it details R2-D2 telling him his mission and that he purposefully blown out his accelerator in front of Luke so that Luke and C-3PO can take R2 instead of him.
Wait, and that's from the Certain Point of View book?
Yeah.
That's ripping off Skippy the Jedi droid!
Oh my god.
Skippy the Jedi droid did the same thing! Who wants to bet he's never read any of these and all his knowledge comes from Wikipedia? I am willing to believe that 100%. I bet the Millennium Falcon if I had it. Not Skippy. Not Skippy. No, it turns out they ripped off Skippy.
And I imagine the story From a Certain Point of View was written by Ashley Eckstein, you know, the voice of Ahsoka. I could be wrong. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, sorry?
Was it? I didn't even know she wrote anything.
Well, she did wrote a couple stories, and I think at least once, but yeah.
At last, I have a reason to. At last, I actually have a reason to dislike her. I mean, yeah, she was annoying in TCW, and yeah, she voiced the worst Star Wars character to ever be born into existence, but I never held that against her, because I figured it was someone else's fault. But no, now I have a legit reason to dislike her.
All right, let's continue.
Let's wrap this up, and then we'll move on to the other videos.
Like me, you probably know this droid as R5D4. I always assumed that it was
I know he's R5D4. You know he's R5D4. We all know he's R5D4. Is there anyone here who needs to know who R5D4 is?
Maybe a child who's trying to know about Star Wars for the first time. Maybe that's it.
Well, I also like to call him Skippy because I like this story, damn it. Like I said, I am more than willing to accept stupid stuff, especially if it's non-canon. I love Star Wars. I love that it could be silly. I love that it could do some, dumb stuff from time to time. Because at the end of the day, it's all one great big wonderful universe.
A big universe that embraces all genres, especially its silliness.
Exactly. This is why I always hate the people who say Star Wars should be serious, or they mock things like a stormtrooper bonking his head or something like that. I like the silliness.
And I also hate that they always have to point now at Empire Strikes Back as quote unquote the most mature Star Wars movie when it also had its own fair share of silliness. I mean, literally the first time you see Yoda, he's literally trying to, in his own silly way, test Luke's patience.
Mine.
R2,
Or C-3PO getting his head tossed around by Ugnaughts and Chewie putting it on backwards.
it's just a coincidence that he blew his motivator, which in turn made
not a
Uncle Owen
coincidence.
pick R2.
What?
Sorry, it wasn't a coincidence that he blew it up, right?
It just kind of happens in the
Well,
official
at least
lore. He doesn't do it on purpose because,
Okay.
I mean, he was a faulty droid. Because I remember reading somewhere that Jawas mainly just fixed droids long enough for them to work so they could get out of the area, take your money, and leave.
D2 out of the Jawa lineup. But guess what? There's an explanation for why this happened.
It wasn't canon, you idiot. Closest we actually get to a canon Force-sensitive droid was I-5 from the Coruscant Knights book. And that was most of that was him having a Force signature because he was a lot more self-aware than other droids. He had unique programming that made him very sentient. I arrived from when I was still watching that Foundation of Star Wars video. Yeah, you recommended me to take a look into that. I'll probably do it when I do a members only stream once I can, do member only stuff.
EU has a habit of explaining shit that doesn't need to be explained.
This wasn't canon.
Also, that line of him explaining things that doesn't need to explain, he obviously got that from the prequels. Oh, the midichlorians are the Force.
Yep. He he does hate he does hate the prequels, so it makes sense he would use that kind of narrative here.
The EU has a habit of explaining shit that doesn't need to be explained. And boy, oh boy, is this a shining example. So it's revealed that R5D4, or Skippy if you want to call him that, can actually use the Force. Yep, that's right, a droid that can use the Force. Why? Because fuck it, that's why.
Why? Because it was a silly idea and this was a satirical story. Did you not know that in the same damn story, they poke fun at Princess Leia's hairdo from episode 4 by saying it looked like she had cinnamon rolls on the side of her head?
Oh, this guy's an imbecile.
Yeah, it's in the same story when he has a when Skippy has a Force vision. The people who think Skippy was actually canon in the EU are like those people who think GTA DIY mission mods are secret GTA Santa Andreas missions. R5D4 made the ultimate sacrifice and decision to ensure that R2D2 could deliver the Death Star plans. Is it George Lucas canon? No. But is it hilarious and awesome? Of course. Exactly. I love hilarious and awesome stuff. This is why I left the damn Phantom. I'm only here to have a conversation. Clearly, this was a mistake. Hey, what's up, Mecha G75? What's wrong? What's going on, dude?
I imagine he was attacked by a chill.
No, I'm not seeing anything. Is something wrong, dude? Come on, man. Don't be afraid to speak up. I'm here to help. We're here to help.
Me too.
I care about my subs. You need help, talk to me, man. And talk to Quill. We're here for you. My Discord's open. My Discord's always open to people who need help. Okay?
So, why does Skippy need to use the Force? Well, it's explained in Star Wars Tales #1 that he uses the Force in Jabba's palace, so he doesn't spill the drinks that he's serving. Yep, a Force-using robot bartender.
It's a silly idea, and we love it. Also, Boba Fett cameo, basically. That's Boba Fett.
Yep.
This fun? He then uses the Force.
Isn't this fun? Yes. I'm not seeing any shill in the chat. Again, man, talk to me. I worry when that happens.
Escape from Jabba's palace, and he purposefully gets captured by the Jawas because he has a vision that if Luke teams up with R2D2, the Empire will eventually fall.
Oh my gosh, so he actually did either. I don't think he had to have read the story if he was able to grab panels from it, right?
If he did, he's not doing a very good job explaining it.
So what was a simple coincidence now has some grand explanation that includes a Force-sensitive droid who doesn't want to spill drinks and has a dream that if he sacrifices himself, he will kickstart the downfall of the Galactic Empire.
It's a silly story that was meant to be satirical based on the idea that every character in the Star Wars universe, no matter how small or insignificant, has some large backstory. Why are you complaining?
Some stories can be taken seriously. This one was purposefully not meant to be taken seriously. Maybe a 5-year-old might find it serious or even funny, but come on, man. Seriously?
Hey, Darth Ghostface. Hey, Brandon. Just got here after Darth Melvin doing Valley to Melvin. Yeah, I didn't have plans to stream tonight. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I got caught up with stuff. Oh, God, it's not Hellogreedo. Don't worry. We're actually almost done with him, and then we'll move on to someone else. Welcome to the stream. So, welcome to the stream, and hopefully it will be pretty quiet and chill-free. So you'll be able to kick back, grab a glass of iced tea, as Bob Ross likes to say, and, hang out with the real fans.
Also another version of this story where R2D2 sabotages Skippy the droid, purposefully detonating his motivator. Both of these are dumb. Sometimes...
Where was that?
Wait,
I don't remember that being in the EU. R2D2 deliberately sabotaging R5? When was that?
Does he even show it?
It doesn't look like it. I wish someone would create... Xanatos, welcome to the stream. I wish someone would create a Star Wars What If EU edition using EU lore rather than Disney canon. I mean, kind of a cool idea. We sort of had that with the Star Wars Infinities comics for A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Yes, Skippy the Jedi Droid is a non-canon story. Star Wars Sexplain should be next. The hypocrisy is astounding and shilling hilarious. Probably. Yeah, we might be able to do it. What do you think, Quill? Do you want to tackle the Sexplains next, or do you want to tackle something else first?
No, let's tackle them next. I seriously cannot stand them in the way that they speak like monotone robots.
All right. We'll tackle that right after we wrap up these last few
Shit
seconds.
just happens. Not everything needs to be explained. Not
everything was explained. This was a non-canon story. Get over it.
everything needs to be a part of some grand plan.
Oh, great. You're in full Stormtrooper armor. Somebody shoot him. Nah, don't do that. Please, no, not the sex ones. I'm sorry, man. It's been brought to my attention. I gotta cover it. It wasn't on the agenda for tonight, but it's going to happen. Just let me get it set up. Okay, so if I remember, he said it was like last week on Star Wars.
Yes, yeah, it was last week. Well, sorry, it was last week on Star Wars.
Okay, Star Wars Explain. I like how you look up Star Wars Sexplain. It brings up their channel too. Okay,
I wonder if you write it on Google and their image immediately pop up.
That would be. I actually have to try that at some point. Melvin already went over the Sexplain's latest video. I don't want to go through that again. I mean, I don't know if I should cover it because I don't want it to seem like I'm ripping off Melvin, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Wait a minute. Am I reading that right? Andor wins 5 Emmys?
That's what it says.
Terrible. Agent Callus is terrible.
Everything's
actually.
terrible.
Well, when it comes to Sexplain, of course it's terrible.
That's the first look for Star Wars Starfighter. It doesn't look anything like the video game.
No, because
they just made a video about Callus being terrible. Ooh, I think they may end up losing their access. Oh, that's 36 minutes long, dang.
Also, they forgot to write his first name.
Agent Callus.
Yeah, Agent Alexander Callus.
Okay, hang on. Okay, Mecha G75 responded. Mental health is going down the toilet due to the fact that I don't know where I stand in life. People keep telling me how to think and feel until I don't know how to think for myself. I'm going to be real with you. I am kind of in a similar position where I don't know where I stand in life, and it's genuinely occasionally driving me nuts. But you just got to take it one step at a time, dude. One step at a time. Take it one day at a time. If you need help or you're feeling stuck, please reach out. Don't be afraid to come to me. Don't be afraid to come to my Discord. We are here to listen and help you, okay? I'm here to be your friend. I'm here to help you. I'm here to brighten your day. I'm here to entertain you and take your mind off it.
Me too.
Because at the end of the day, that helps me. It helps me help you.
And you know what? I guess another thing you can also do is you can have almost like a journal, and you can write if you want all the negative things that is going on in your life, and basically cross it off one day at a time, so you can be like, okay, I'm like this. I'm not gonna be like this.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody, cheer up, Mecha G in the chat, will ya? Give the man some cheering up, okay? Okay. I don't think I should. I don't feel like covering a 36-minute video. I mean, I'd probably skip over most of it anyway. But yeah, I don't think so because Melvin did it, and I don't want to be covering it like on the exact same day right after he just ended it, because I don't want it to seem like I'm ripping, everything. I don't want to feel like I'm ripping him off.
Well, did he tell you which video of sex playing he was gonna be watching?
No, he didn't. But I now know that Melvin covered it. I know Melvin covered it. Double AA wants me to cover it, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm ripping off Melvin, because I know Melvin covered it. He just covered it. I want to do my own thing, but I don't know how. And even if I do, there isn't much of a dent. Again, just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Think, feel, talk to people.
Breathe in, breathe out. Drink some water. You can talk to your parents if that could help.
Hellogreedo is an irrelevant loser anyway. None of his content is worthwhile. That is true. I mean, to be fair, all of these shills are irrelevant losers. None of their content is worth it, except for the comedy value. Okay. I'm guessing we can get... okay, we'll get the other short video out of the way, and then we're going to get to the main thumbnail of this video. I saw this one a couple of weeks back. E.C. Henry with, I meticulously analyzed Palpatine falling. Nothing makes sense. This guy sounds pretentious right out of the gate.
Anakin threw him in the Death Star shaft, destroying the Sith, including himself and the Emperor, thus bringing balance to the Force. That's it. It makes sense.
And then he wandered in space in his Force essence for a couple years, and then he found his clone body. Boom.
Yay.
Hey, I like Dark Empire.
That's okay.
I mean, to be fair, I love the EU in general, so that's me.
We all know the climactic moment where Darth Vader turns on Palpatine and throws him plummeting down to the core of the Death Star. And for the
Palpatine's body disappeared at last, but then, a few seconds later, a distant explosion could be heard far down at the core. A rush of air billowed out of the shaft into the throne room. Return of the Jedi novelization, James Caan, 1983. Texoandri, welcome to the stream. Hellogreedo criticized prequel little things, but shills for Disney big lore destruction as if Star Wars is back. Yep. This sounds like total clickbait. I don't know. Let's see if he actually has something to say. God, I already hate this guy's voice. That's a record.
first time after dozens of viewings, I had to stop and think. Palpatine only falls for a few seconds, and there are limits to how fast a human can fall. The official diameter of the Death Star 2 is 200 kilometers, meaning that Palpatine has to fall 100 kilometers to the center. There's no way that you can fall that in just a few seconds. So I use this handy free...
Who says he fell all the way to the bottom? We never actually see him fall in the bottom. Look, bright light. That's not the bottom.
Maybe he falls someplace that's connected to the core, not the actual core, but something that connects to the core. And obviously, with his Sith lightning, it basically evaporated him.
I always imagine that he falls to like around the bright side and then he blows up. He doesn't hit. He may hit the core or somewhere, and he just explodes halfway. He doesn't fall all the way down.
No. Also, I want to imagine how much money does that matte painting cost, because I think it's going to be in the George Lucas Museum next year.
I know. I looked it up. I actually signed up for the newsletter for that museum.
Also, I want to know if they still have that Emperor puppet falling down.
I hope. I'll have to check. I'm actually hoping to go there. Didn't Palpatine hit one of those shields when he fell, and that's what caused his... I think his body exploded because of dark side energy. That's why.
Yeah.
Does it really matter how tall did Palpatine fall into the reactor? No one asked or bothered asking. Exactly.
Sometimes when you have an emotional moment like that, like a triumphant moment like that, Nobody is asking about the logic of how it happens. He just falls down, he's dead, voila, that's it, moving on.
And then you have people like me who immediately run over and start reading the Dark Empire for the billionth time.
No way that you can fall that in just a few seconds. So I used this handy freefall calculator and plugged in the radius of the Death Star, 100,000 meters. And it would take 30 minutes for Palpatine to fall into the center of the Death Star. That's
Okay, who cares?
I think one of the Lego Star Wars TV shows made on DC XD actually made a joke about that.
I believe Robot Chicken also made a joke about it too. Because Robot Chicken's Star Wars skits, like the old ones, are hilarious.
Especially the ones where he's calling Vader and it's like, where he's insulted Padme and he's like, oh, he's crying.
How does he know? Maybe he looked it up in a source book. One of the technical journals. I always thought Palpatine's lightning blew up a generator and he got killed by the explosion in Shockwave. I just think he exploded into dark side energy.
assuming that there was air the entire way down. Fortunately, we can remove the air resistance, and even with no air, that's still nowhere near 6.5 seconds in the movie. But we're also assuming Earth-like gravity the entire way down, which is an assumption that we have to make, because we don't know the
artificial gravity, you dunce, you dunderhead.
mechanisms involved for generating artificial gravity. And the Death Star is only 1.5% the size of Earth, so we know it's not making Earth-like gravitational forces from its mass alone. For all we know, there might be all sorts of unpredictable variables that could completely change the outcome. So,
okay, if that's the case, why are you doing this then?
Also, the Death Star is not sent. It's not based on planet Earth. It's designed to look like
a small moon.
Exactly, the shape of a moon.
That's no moon. That's a battle station.
Oh, this guy.
Wasn't the second Death Star the size of Earth's moon? Any chance of inviting me to the server? I always post a link in the description of my video of my streams. So if you want to hop back on to the server, you just click on down below. Yeah, the second Death Star is larger than the first one, if I remember.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near the same size as planet Earth.
Exactly.
I think we need to draw a line somewhere and just pretend that the Death Star has Earth-like gravity all the way to the center. After all, that's probably how it would be depicted anyway. But
well, then your video is faulty. Although props for using the Robot Chicken footage. I just noticed.
Was the Emperor's throne room in Jedi at the top of the Death Star, or was it close to the super laser? Because
actually,
I
don't know. I haven't seen the technical readouts of the second Death Star yet.
Well, at least I know. Sorry, at least I know that his first throne room in the Force Unleashed was actually close the Death Star in the Force Unleashed 1.
Oh yeah, it was right after the firing chamber.
Yeah.
Why are we even talking about the center of the Death Star? Because there's still a huge discrepancy with the movie. Palpatine falls for 6.5 seconds. That's it. And he appears to be falling at a fairly normal rate too. So we're not given much reason to assume other variables. Given Earth-like gravity and air resistance, how far can Palpatine possibly fall in the time given? Turns out,
who cares? You don't even establish an impact point. You haven't even established an impact point. Ah!
My dude, the easiest solution to say is he'd hit a generator, this force lightning blow it up, including himself. Or if we want to connect it to the Dark Empire comic, he literally used the Force to blow himself up and then send his spirit to the clone body.
Exactly.
Out, he can fall about 170 meters, or 0.17% of the way to the center of the Death Star. Actually, Palpatine's throne room is on top of a tall spire. So I actually wonder how.
Oh, right. It's not inside the Death Star itself. Unlike in the Force Unleashed.
Before we continue, I just want to say that at least in DC canon, I don't know if you read the comics, but in the DC canon, but they stated that after Palpatine executed Order 66 and all that shit, he actually took over the Jedi Temple and he redesigned it into what is now known as the Imperial Palace. It's still the Jedi Temple at the surface, but it's basically now converted into more imperial architecture.
I
And
barely followed the Disney Star Wars comics. But
uh, and and I also read that the main tower that you used to have the Jedi Council, they haven't redesigned it to look exactly like this, exactly like the tower that we see in Return the Jedi. Basically, to give it the assumption that I wouldn't be surprised if George took the designs of Return the Jedi of what the Emperor's throne room would look like, and he will use it as to create the Jedi Temple that we will see in the Phantom Menace. And it's not really the first time that they would do something like this. Like they literally took the Star Destroyer and make it into the Jedi Starfighter, so that when you see the films in chronological order, it would be like the Jedi have weapons that is used to defend and protect the innocent, and then the Sith took over the galaxy once again, and now they turn it into the exact opposite. A tiny
exactly.
Jedi starfighter into a giant star destroyer. Also, the Emperor's Throne Room is honestly one of my favorite levels in the Lego Star Wars games because you literally go to 4 different sections, including a room that is purposely colored red, like this, like his Senate chambers in the
The complete
prequels.
saga.
Yeah,
Okay. Goated games, by the way. He's falling at a normal rate. No, we can clearly see he's accelerating and speeding up, and his momentum is increasing. Wow, nice catch. I probably wouldn't have picked that up. I seen some Disney Star Wars comics. They are terrible, especially the comics I saw of High Republic. Just horrible. Don't buy them. I have no desire to. I shall only buy the expanded universe.
F the High Republic.
Screw him.
Tall is this spire? Well, the window looks like it's about 4 meters wide. That's a rough guess. So I'm going to model
Just look up the source books, man. The real source books.
a mock-up of the tower and scale it to the window size. And the tower comes out to about 200 meters, give or take a bit. So Palpatine actually doesn't even make it to the bottom of his throne room tower. And it's possible that the shaft here goes all the way down to the core of the Death Star, but maybe there's some kind of force field partway down the.
Is he an animator? Because I don't know if he's an animator who made that tower, or maybe or maybe he called an animator to do that thing. Either way, that's a little bit too detailed.
He might be. His video before this was about a knockoff X-Wing fan design. Don't know. That might be his.
Well, if he is, then I honestly gotta give him props because trying to take an iconic Star Wars tower and make it exactly like that, I'm sure it's not easy to do, especially since he's probably doing it out of his own pocket.
It does look like he probably models like Star Wars starships, and he does fan lore for his own stuff. I don't see him shilling for Disney Star Wars in any of these videos. Except maybe the ATPT one, but that probably is either TCW or something. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, no Disney Star Wars. Other than this stupid video of his, I don't see anything Disney Star Wars related. I'm just scrolling. Little bit of Star Trek stuff in here. Yeah. Oh, and he made a video about glasses in Star Wars.
Glasses, as in reading glasses?
No,
Or is
as
it
in glasses,
spaceship glasses?
as in that one stupid idiot from Andor.
Oh, of course.
But other than that, I don't know. Nope. He did one called Why Star Wars Resistance is Bad and Why It's Good.
That's a weird title.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna save it for later. Gonna add it to the plate. Gonna add it to the list, and boom, that will be for a later time. Oh, and he has an earlier video saying it's actually good. Okay, possible. Oh nope, found another one of him saying Luke was perfect in The Last Jedi. Okay, caught him. Another fake fan. Okay. Gonna see. Oh my gosh. Another video of him saying BB-8 is superior to R2-D2. I hit a gold mine.
How long is the video?
They're like 3-4 minutes long each, but we have another video to get to after this.
Okay.
Holy crap. Yeah. He's got some predictions. He's got some. Oh, he did some reviews of Star Wars Rebels. Nothing that indicates he really likes it. He has a Rogue One review, but chances are he liked that.
Or maybe he hated it.
As much as I would love to assume the best, I rarely have any reason to do so. Okay. Man, that is a lot of me digging. What are your thoughts on the KOTOR 1 remake? I have a very bad feeling. As far as I'm aware, last I heard, that was canceled. But it would have sucked. What? BB-8 sucks. R2-D2 is better than BB-8. This guy's trying way too hard in explaining now. If he has to make guesses, then his argument is flawed. All right. Let's wrap up this video because we got one last one to go through.
The tower, and Palpatine collides with this instead, possibly briefly disrupting the force field, holding back core radiation or something. And that's what's going on here with all this blue energy. But I'm overstepping the bounds of the video a little bit. I've just always
overstepping the bounds, dude. You're overstepping the bounds of my patience.
Also, that blue energy force, I just think it's the dark side of the force.
I think it's dark side energy.
Exactly.
I mean, I can buy a Kazdan Paratus, having a blue light shooting out of his body when he dies from the Force Unleashed.
Or even that explosion after Shakti sacrificed himself in Fallujah.
Oh, right. She did it. She blew up. Right.
always been curious about what all that stuff is. Either way, I'd say it's pretty clear that Palpatine can only fall a maximum of 170 meters, vastly shy of the 100,000 meters required to reach the center of the Death Star. But
Who gives a crap?
who knows? Maybe the whole thing was edited for time and Darth Vader and Luke stood around for 30 minutes before the cameras started again and showed us the last seconds of Palpatine's fall.
That doesn't sound retarded at all.
No.
It's dark side energy. Jorah Sabaoth exploded like that too. Man, it's been a hot minute since I've read the Thrawn trilogy.
But what do you think? Do you have alternate theories about what's going on? Let me know.
No, I don't want to click on another one of his videos. No. Get me away from here.
Thank goodness.
that was a video. A stupid video, but a video nonetheless. Ugh. Okay. This video sucked ass. Yes, it did. Okay, one last video, and it's the it's the thumbnail for this stream. Stickman Anakin, every reason Starkiller isn't canon explained. I was made aware of this by Iron Inquisitor on Star Wars Scrans' Discord.
Huh, it's only 4 days old.
Okay. Here we go. I haven't watched it completely yet, but I'm pretty sure based on this layout that it's going to be an AI video. But let's go.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was.
Okay, pull Star Destroyer. Let's see.
Killer has done so many insane feats, and he's well known for them. One of the greatest feats is certainly this one here, pulling a whole friggin' Star Destroyer down from the atmosphere.
Why does he sound like Darth Momo? Guys, why does he sound like Darth Momo? How can one join Scran's Discord? He has a community post with the link, unless he took it down. I don't think he did. Check his channel. Check his posts. I bet this moron thinks Ahsoka is canon. Does he even understand the concept of midichlorians? Is it Darth Momo's cousin? I hope not. Oh, no, wait. I hope it is. I can be the scourge of his entire family.
Or maybe it's his wife or sister?
He has a wife? I thought his wife was A21 Edits. That pathetic loser.
But how did he get here? Well, Starkiller was first introduced in the Force Unleashed games as Darth Vader's apprentice. He was trained in secret, and the young boy was molded into the perfect Sith assassin.
Yeah, and he's badass. And this was like Sam Witwer's greatest role.
Still his greatest role.
Yep.
From a young age, he had to train in various dark side Force techniques, all while being tortured or left to starve by his master. His great potential in the Force and Vader's training allowed him to quickly develop his skills in the Force, and from that, one of the greatest beings in the galaxy was formed. One that should rival the Emperor himself in raw strength in the Force. Through various missions he was sent on as an assassin, Starkiller kept growing in strength, defeating powerful foes like Shaak Ti and other Jedi survivors. However, during the
Damn, Shaak Ti looking fine into the Force Unleashed.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Darth Homo is married? Unfortunately, he is. No, it's not Darth Homo. The voice is a bit more deeper. I don't know. It still sounds as punchable as his does. I will say between Shaak Ti and the Force Unleashed and how she's depicted in the 2003 series, she's honestly I like her. She's certainly more attractive than Ahsoka.
Yeah, and I don't know if you count this death as canon, or maybe you do, but but this almost like 3 different deaths for Shaak Ti. The one that
I
goes
can't.
through
The only
shot.
death that matters is the death that happens, and that's the one in The Force Unleashed. Unless
Yeah,
it's
I know.
depicted in the Revenge of the Sith novelization, which I don't believe it is. It didn't happen.
Was that the one where she was killed by General Grievous? Or was it the one where she
She
was killed
gets
by
killed.
Anakin?
She's either killed by Grievous or she's killed by Anakin. But both of those do not make it into the novelization, as far as I recall.
The Lego games actually depicted her being killed by Anakin.
Yeah, but
And
those are the
even
Lego games. The Lego games aren't canon.
yeah, I
And
know.
they're
Well,
like a goofy retelling.
yeah,
And they had to
and
pick, and I guess they just had to pick a character model.
yep. And in the Clone Wars TV show, they actually depicted her being killed by Anakin.
Screw Filoni.
Yep.
This guy's voice and Momo's voice are still not as punchable as Cosmonaut's voice. Oh, right, that loser. I still want to go after him at some point.
Oh, trust me, you have to ugh, because Anomaly Inc. went after him after his prequel videos. JJ Plagiarisms. I know you're not a fan of him, that's fine, but he recently went after him during those prequel videos, and let me tell you, Cosmonaut's voice is so fucking
Yeah,
punchable.
and another guy I watched, Shady Durags, went after Cosmonaut for his She-Hulk video.
Yeah, most of the time I rewatch those videos in that video, and it's honestly pretty good.
Who? Shady Durags? Or
Well, I haven't seen no Shady Durex. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his videos, but recently I like to see his She-Hulk video because
yeah,
really,
that's actually where I
Cosmonaut.
got started watching him. He's really good. He's one of my favorite YouTubers.
Okay, and he and his and another YouTuber are like, really, Cosmo, you're defending She-Hulk. Why? Even the nostalgia critic
That old
says it
fart.
is terrible.
Who would marry a loser like Darth Momo? Someone that's just as much as a loser as he is. In the
And
novelization, Anakin just looks for her, but he's never depicted killing her. Okay, so he doesn't actually kill her in the novelization. We're
but
safe.
was he killed? But was he killed by clone troopers?
No, she's killed by Starkiller.
No. In the novelization before the Star Wars Force Unleashed thing was a thing. Was
No,
that ever
she's not killed.
established?
She's not killed. She's not
Oh,
killed in the novelization, period.
okay.
Rue AE42. I assume that's how you say your name. Isn't her death a meme, though? Only amongst Disney shills. Anyway, back to the video.
These missions, he started to rediscover his Jedi heritage and his original name being Galen Marek.
He never figures out his name is Galen Marek. That's not figured out until after he's dead.
Also, I will bet you $100 that they stole the name Galen and put it to Galen Erso in Rogue One.
Oh,
Because they gotta.
I had
because
no
they
idea
gotta
that
have
was his name. I completely
Because they
forgot about. I have forgotten
Yeah.
everything about that movie.
Because they gotta have that Force Unleashed nostalgia, right? The Force Awakens did it first with Starkiller Base. Let's do it again with the spin-off.
I thought Grievous killed her. Don't know for sure. No, Grievous only tortured her by hanging her up by electric cables. At least that's in the micro series. I'm almost done reading Labyrinth Evil for the second time, so I don't know how he treats her there because she is part of Palpatine's protective squad.
Yeah.
Described as beautiful as a flower and as deadly as a viper. Dang, I love James Lucino's way of describing things. Cosmonaut Variety Hour thinks the prequel trilogy is shit, yet he defends the Disney trilogy. He is a textbook fake fan. Yeah, he also went after the Tobey Maguire movies as well.
Back in early 2021, he did almost like a quote-unquote recap of the videos that he's done, and he actually gave the prequel in the prequel videos he gave them almost like a 4 or 5 out of 10. And in this recap video, he gave them like a 2 or 3 out of 10. That's how much of an idiot he is.
Yep. Real quick, She-Hulk Attorney at Law was dog shit, especially if you've read the John Byrne She-Hulk run.
No. It's not attorney at law. It's attorney at bore or attorney at whore.
Love that second one. Oh god, I never watched that show. I only saw the
should.
clips.
They spent over $240 million on that miniseries, all because of a green CGI character.
That wasn't even that good.
No. For $240 million, I can actually make 2 movies out of it. Hell, J.K. Rowling used some of that money to make 2 Harry Potter movies at once.
Dang.
Yeah.
I may not like Harry Potter, but I have total respect for J.K. Rowling. Yeah, I do. Anyone who gets triggered by that, feel free to be triggered by that. All you lurkers. All right, back to the video.
Shakti, he also started to gain a better understanding of the light side of the Force and slowly started embracing certain aspects of it. Through that,
Imagine being able to build anything.
Commercials.
I'm surprised I haven't run into any yet.
his understanding and strength in the Force became even stronger. On a mission on Raxus Prime, he wanted to destroy the Star Destroyer shipyard alongside his rebel allies. But when setting off an explosion,
No. No, wait. Why did he blow up the shipyard? Dang it, I'm blanking. Well, I think it was to, show his allegiance to the Rebel Alliance. I think that's why. It's been a hot minute since I played the video game a couple months ago.
Also, another reason why he blew it up is that a shipyard like that is has to go to different junk planets in order to build Star Destroyers, so that you can have, let's say, 10,000 or 100,000 Star Destroyers within a year. And rather than basically building it from scratch, that would take you, let's say, 3 months just to get it operational. I imagine they just go to all these junk planets with lots of scrap metal that will save them the hassle.
Yeah, and there's the shipyards of Fondor, which I believe is still in the EU.
Like, they could literally take technology from old Republic Star Destroyers and Separatist Dreadnoughts, melt them together, and boom, here's a Star Destroyer. And obviously paint them gray and silver so that it has the look of an Imperial Star Destroyer.
JK is still far left despite opposing gender ideology. She still supported cancel culture. She's not based. Oh. Well, to be fair, I don't even understand what cancel culture is to begin with. I am that ignorant.
I think Rick Worley made a video about why people are so offended of J.K. Rowling, especially since he had one of those Harry Potter fanatics that acts like Star Wars fanatics, like, oh, the story that she created no longer belongs to her, it belongs to us, the fans who consumes the story. And we don't like it that she's full of control of it, unlike George Lucas. Okay?
I mean, to be fair, I'll never watch Harry Potter, so.
But tomorrow I'm gonna send you a link of Rick Worley's video about her. So it's only 90 minutes, so I think it'll be easy to watch. But yeah, the Harry Potter fan base has that Star Wars fanboy
Elitism?
stuff. Yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have it. What George wanted to do, George is allowed to do.
Exactly.
I may not agree with every decision he makes, but I stand by it.
One Star Destroyer in orbit started to plummet down towards the surface right at him. Having no time to flee, he was forced to use the Force to try and control its fall. Starkiller had never done something so crazy before. Pulling apart Imperial walkers using the Force was already challenging enough,
That was gameplay footage. Gameplay is not canon.
but controlling a ship of this enormous size and weight was an entirely different challenge. Despite all his feats, he initially considered it impossible. However, he was reminded of the fact that size and mass were nothing compared to the Force, the same saying that Yoda gave to Luke, "Don't judge the size." To that end, he attempted to do the impossible.
Judge me by my size, do you? Hmm?
Also, was it ever established that there were people inside the Star Destroyer, or was it empty?
I think it may have had a pilot and crew. I'm not sure. It's
Okay,
I mean, in the game, it needed to have a pilot and crew because it's shooting turbo lasers.
okay, so but
And
I imagine it was probably a small crew. I think.
Probably like a skeleton crew operating it.
Okay.
Luke Skywalker and his students on Yavin 4 pulled the Super Star Destroyer in the expanded universe. Yeah, and Darth Vader grabbed two ships with the Force and slammed them together in the Cry of Shadows.
Focusing his entire strength on the falling ship. As he pulled the Star Destroyer down, he was initially overwhelmed by the scale of the task. He tried to draw power from his identity as Galen Marek, but that proved to be futile.
He doesn't know his name is Galen Marek.
Slowly becoming desperate, he allowed Juno Eclipse to surround his thoughts, his female companion who had accompanied him on so many of his missions. Starkiller drew strength from the image of her. With that, he managed to guide the falling Star Destroyer into the surface in front of him. He had done it. The impossible task, catching a Star Destroyer and guiding it down with the Force. It was probably the most incredible feat we've ever witnessed in Star Wars. As it crashed, a bunch of rubble and the destroyer itself kept sliding at him through the surface. It was chaos. However, having slowed the fall, Starkiller eventually managed to escape the crash site unharmed.
Okay, how is that a reason Starkiller isn't canon? Please explain that to me.
I don't think he does.
The Star Destroyer down was a pretty great feat, and I wanted to start off with a bang. But the next one is an incredibly powerful ability that he developed himself. It was called Sith Seeker. As Darth Vader himself couldn't channel Force lightning through his cybernetic limbs, Starkiller had to learn this ability all on his own with the help of Sith holocrons.
Okay, not an impossible thing to do. I don't get what he's going with this. Do you?
Me neither. Nope.
The Sith Seeker was a derivation of Force lightning and most likely was born from Starkiller's own experimentations with the Force.
Most likely. So you're not even sure. What was it that Dark Ghostface said? This scroll up quite a bit. I think I scrolled a bit too far. Never mind. Anyway, personally, I did not like the idea of Vader having a secret apprentice. Okay, that's an opinion. One I disagree with, but okay. That's fine.
As Vader certainly didn't teach it to him. Now, how exactly did it work? Force lightning itself is an ability where the user channels the dark side inside their body and then releases the energy in the form of lightning from their body. Depending on the strength of the user, it would be stronger or weaker, going from being able to stun opponents all the way to completely obliterating them. His Sith Seeker ability pushed Force lightning to the absolute limit. He would first blast his targets with a powerful Force push, while immediately afterward conjure a massive sphere of Force lightning, allowing the energy to grow increasingly volatile.
Are you getting this from his video game abilities, or are you getting this from the novel?
I think it sounds like a little bit of both.
So he's mixing both. Yeah, cite your sources!
Until it slipped beyond his control. This unstable storm of power was then hurled after the target, hence the name Sith Seeker. Upon impact, the lightning sphere detonated in a devastating explosion, obliterating anything caught in its path. The truly overpowered aspect of this ability was that
Oh, no,
Starkiller
wait.
could unleash it in a full 360-degree radius, devastating everything around it.
That's Force Unleashed 2. That's not even the first game. And I don't even know if that's from the novel.
them. Seeing it in action against these poor stormtroopers was certainly one of the coolest, but certainly most overpowered feats we've ever seen.
We've seen crazier. Just look at Luke Skywalker in the expanded universe. Citation needed. Exactly.
Yeah. Didn't Luke use Force Lightning at some point?
Who? Galen Marek?
No, Luke Skywalker.
I believe he might have, unless he discovered how to use Force Justice. And Galen Marek was doing it with a hard struggle. It wasn't easy for him to do in such a short period of time. These critiques and takes are terrible attempts to discredit the EU, or to the very least to discredit Starkiller.
And the only user to ever use this ability was Starkiller himself, and that's why it's well deserving to be on this list.
I don't see why pulling a Star Destroyer down would be on the list if you didn't say anything about why it sucks. Oh, Christ, not the
Churros.
first mobile gaming ad on the channel, chat. The infection is spreading to my laptop.
Force Crush, All-Terrain Scout something.
All-terrain scout transport.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A.k.a. the Chicken Walker.
Starkiller has
What?
A.k.a. the Chicken Walker.
A.k.a. the ATST, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
pulled off countless insane feats with the Force, and he's become well known for them. Another impressive feat is his use of Force Crush on an Imperial ATST.
You do know that's gameplay, right? Gameplay isn't canon.
If they did an actual movie about this, we would have seen him struggling to even reach the ATST Walker before going close to rip it apart.
I'm surprised we haven't gone Raid Shadow Dragons yet as an ad. I'm surprised either. I'm surprised too.
On a mission in a TIE factory, he encounters an ATST.
That's not an ATST. That's an ATCT, you idiot. All-terrain construction transport.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have the iconic eyes.
Or the blaster mouth.
Cutting it several times with his lightsabers, instead of simply letting it fall, he lifts it up with the Force and crushes it into
Oh my god, he's literally just describing the gameplay. Oh man, this video is falling apart faster than... What else falls apart? This is falling apart faster than a Titanium Series Transformer.
ball of metal, twisting its armor and frame until it is utterly destroyed. Force Crush is an
pilot
ability
inside.
seen on different occasions
What?
And the pilot inside.
All right.
in several different Star Wars media. Obi-Wan Kenobi used it to crush 2 commando droids once.
Okay, using TC dub. Oh!
And Mando
Video
season 2.
destroyed. It is in pieces, just like gold plastic syndrome. Why am I pulling out Transformer references? Nah, I'd win. Okay, welcome to the channel. I forgot you were here already. Fake fan. Hashtag fake fan. Shill. We got a shill, guys. We got a shill.
Luke Skywalker also is seen using it against one of the Dark Troopers in the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian.
That's not a Dark Trooper. Grand Admiral Mock didn't. Grand Moff. Grand Moff Mock didn't make these. If I remember his name correctly.
Yeah, it was Moff Gideon.
However, every time we see it being used, it's on smaller objects like droids and such. Crushing an entire ATST, which mind you is over 9 meters tall and
ATCT.
several tons heavy, is no easy feat. And he did that on his first mission in the game as well. So yeah,
Oh my gosh. You do know you don't have to do it. You can just wail on the AT-CT with your lightsaber. But where's the fun in that? You're doing the finisher, baby. Kuel, you want to add something? The Mandalorian show stinks. What's your favorite Dark Trooper model? I like all of them. I am the most familiar with the Phase Zeros, however. Mid-DeLorean. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that show honestly should have ended after season 2, because
It
after
shouldn't have
season
been.
3,
It shouldn't have been made. Period.
yeah, but regardless, it the reaction for season 3 was so terrible. People are now saying that they regret watching the show at all. And I
That's
highly
good,
doubt,
actually. That
and
is
I
very
highly,
good.
yeah, and I highly doubt it's gonna make a bunch of money when the Mando Grogu movies release in theaters next year.
Has the trailer for that movie came out yet? I know it got delayed because Jimmy
No,
Kimmel got fired.
no, it hasn't. They haven't released a trailer at least yet,
They
but they
probably
probably
will
kind of
they probably will in the coming week or so.
maybe they'll probably wait until October.
I don't know. Because they were planning on releasing it, I think, yesterday, and then Jimmy Kimmel got the boot.
Yeah,
Starkiller has just always been extremely powerful right from the get-go. And through his missions and several encounters along the way, he only grows more powerful. But compared to the other 2 feats before this, it's kinda nothing. Having been
destroys
betrayed by Vader,
Oh my gosh. Everyone keeps acting like Vader is invincible in the expanded universe when he's not.
No, he's not.
Dude has gone thrashed around by Jedi before. He literally got taken out by bombs in Darth Vader in the Lost Command. He got tied up to a pillar. Jimmy
One of his
Kimmel is
early
an unfunny douchebag.
yeah, and also one of his early missions, Vader was attacked by an army of Jedi survivors. He literally lost his right hand, and his his right eye was exposed, and it took an army of clone troopers to save him.
Gil Herme. Hello, hello, hello. I believe also there was a story in Star Wars Tales where he got ambushed by an assassin who gave him a run for his money.
The
And
only
he was
person
it
that I'm sorry, continue.
and he was able to beat him, but he was slightly damaged in the process.
The only person that I can say almost feels invincible is Palpatine, because he doesn't have any cybernetics around in his body, and he's able to run and walk very freely. He doesn't,
And
he has
he's not wearing a suit that's that's designed to be weak to electrical attacks.
exactly.
repeatedly, and wanting to save his rebel friends which were captured by Vader, Galen Marek followed them to the incomplete first Death Star. There, Vader awaited him for their final confrontation. The Master versus the Apprentice. It was going to be an epic fight, but boy does Vader get his ass handed to him.
What do you mean it was a struggle of a fight? I still get my ass kicked when I play this fight.
I played the game last year, and it was really a struggle just to defeat Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader's powerful. Like in the prologue mission, which for some baffling reason you can't replay unless you start a completely brand new file. You know, he's tossing Wookiees aside like they're nothing.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that's the only time you can play as Vader.
Which is a shame.
And even if you did any of the endings of the game, you still play as Starkiller in the wrong Coda mission. You don't go back as Vader unless you're playing it on the Wii/PlayStation 2 version.
Also, Darth Vader is just the greatest character of all time.
No doubt.
Why do you think I have this profile picture of him?
Throughout the entire fight, he's mostly on the defense, and soon after being pushed into another room by Galen, Vader loses. Galen manages to find an opening and blast him with
This part of the fight always kicks my ass because I always forget what I have to do. This room, this floor, this is what gives me the most trouble. This is my nightmare. This.
the Force repulse, knocking Vader down. Then he pulls out several metal pillar tube thingies from the ceiling and crushes Vader with them.
Oh my god, you're literally describing gameplay, which is not direct canon. You are an imbecile.
Wanting to finish Vader off, Galen pushes
Were you going to say something?
No, continue.
the tubes away and jumps at Vader, who only slowly manages to get up. His cape was burned.
Slowly manages. Yeah, no duh. The guy's wearing a heavy suit and cybernetic limbs. Dude's not exactly the most agile in the world.
Nope.
There's only so much he can do.
And his cybernetic legs were exposed. Vader tries to fight back, but Galen quickly cuts his legs and then overpowers his saber block and slices Vader's mask off.
More like he glances his legs because Vader's still being able to stand.
Then he just ragdolls him around before finally throwing him through the port view window into the Emperor's throne room. Yep, the most legendary Sith Lord stood no chance against Starkiller and was humiliated completely by him.
You are aware Luke Skywalker did the same thing, right? Oh,
In
no.
modern media, Vader's
Of course he used this scene. Damn it. Khalil, did you leave? What happened, dude?
No, here. I'm just trying to rest.
Oh, sorry about that. But he's using the Rogue One hallway scene.
Yeah. And do you know that scene never really existed during the making of Rogue One?
Yeah, I'm aware. It was a last minute addition. Honestly, it was only there because no one else would have watched the movie elsewhere.
Yeah, they shot it, I think, in August when they were trying to get the movie finished on time. They shot it in like 3 days, and it's in the final cut of the film. Yay!
kind of this omnipotent god who shows up and just tears it up. But
No, he's not an omnipotent god who tears it up.
He only looks like an omnipotent god because that's how the people afraid of him sees him as. When it comes to other people, like force-sensitive people like Palpatine or even Obi-Wan, it's like, dude, he's a man with machinery. You can defeat him easily.
He's a crippled old man in a suit of armor and cybernetics.
not with Starkiller, he's the only one to completely destroy him. And want to know the funny part? It happens twice even. But first, we have to talk about the next overpowered feat.
Okay, to be fair,
Another commercial.
and it's another fake mobile game ad. Why? Also, I haven't played them. I don't have the Force Unleashed 2 yet. It continues to elude me.
Also,
He didn't defeat Palpatine.
No,
He didn't even come
Palpatine-
close.
No, Palpatine did the same thing that he did to Mace Windu Revenge of the Sith. He pretended to be defeated so that he could get his enemies caught off guard and kill them.
Exactly. Hey, I'm too weak. Don't kill me, please.
Unlimited power!
I love them. I love all 6 movies so much.
Yes.
Yep, you read that right. He freaking defeats Darth Sidious,
No, he doesn't.
No, he didn't.
Emperor Palpatine, and Darth Vader.
Wait, what? He thought he did, but he didn't.
No.
Would have both died right there on the second Death Star if it wasn't for
Oh my gosh! It's the first Death Star, dude. Not the second.
Palpatine and Darth Vader, right, he freaking defeats Darth Sidious. Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader would have both died right there on the second Death Star.
Oh
First
my
Death
god.
Star.
I needed to
I know-
double check that.
Yeah,
Brave
I
browser has a
know-
built-in ad blocker that YouTube hasn't blocked from using. I'll install that later. I have like so much crap installed on my computer for my film class that I can't really install anything else at the moment. Oh, just you wait, Solar. Just you wait.
If it wasn't for Starkiller has done
Crap.
Oh,
Emperor in the ensuing to help King whether or not after Darth Vader. But first, right, he freaking defeats
Okay, here we
Darth
go.
Sidious.
I'm back to where
Emperor
we are.
Palpatine and Darth Vader would have both died right there on the second Death Star if it wasn't for plot to require them both to survive, as The Force Unleashed takes place before A New Hope. After Vader
Okay.
got beaten by Galen Marek, Galen stood over him, contemplating whether or not to deal the final blow. The Emperor slowly approached him and tried to turn Galen to the dark side by offering him the place as his new apprentice. When Ram Kota intervened, he gets blasted by Force lightning from Sidious. Hearing Bail Organa telling him to help Kota, Galen decides to let Vader live and attacks the Emperor. In the ensuing fight, he fends off several Imperial Shadow Guards.
Oh my god, he's referring to gameplay again. Unfortunately, when you watch YouTube videos in full screen on Brave, it will appear choppy. I look people have set to fix that issue, but not work for me. Okay. Keep that in mind. He's referring to gameplay more than he is that like the novelization. This is a terrible video.
While simultaneously dealing with Sidious, who kept throwing pillars and lightning at him. Finally, he manages to break through Sidious's lightning with the help of a force push before friggin' ragdolling him around as well, just like Vader. Galen throws him up in the air before he forcefully smashes him into the ground again. With that, he had even beaten Darth Sidious. Yes, the most powerful Sith Lord to have ever lived, the one that finally exterminated the Jedi and sat on the throne of the galaxy, was beaten by Galen Marek. The only reason Sidious doesn't die here is because the plot requires Galen to spare him. Thus,
No, he survives because he was playing the fool. The weak old man. Why else do you think he carries a cane around?
he pretends to be weak in order to caught people off guard.
Exactly.
the writers wrote in that Galen wouldn't give in to the dark side and let the two most powerful and dangerous individuals in the galaxy just be. Yep, make sense. They were both
Simple. You don't kill out of hatred or rage, which is what Galen was feeling towards Vader.
responsible for all the suffering that Galen himself had suffered, yet he chooses to let them both live. As Mace Windu said, Palpatine is too dangerous to be left alive. But yeah, that's just how the plot here goes. Palpatine then gets up and starts blasting more Force lightning at the rebel leaders. Galen goes in between and absorbs it with 2 minis. Finally, the blast resulting from their standstill kills Galen Marek, the single most powerful individual in the galaxy.
Right next to Anakin, and then later Luke Skywalker, and a plenty of other very powerful Jedi.
Force Lightning God.
Lucky Kennedy would get a Star Wars meltdown if Backseater was here. He'd have a Star Wars meltdown regardless because we say the expanded universe is canon. Oh, right there, when I just said that, he had another brain aneurysm.
In The Force Unleashed 2, Vader clones the fallen Galen Marek. This clone goes on a rampage after he discovers that Vader had taken Juno hostage and finally confronts Vader on Kamino. In this
Well, that's not until like a long way after the game, but you just skipped like for half of it, but okay.
final duel, he does yet another insane feat. Starkiller had just managed to cut off Vader's sword hand. Vader then force pushed him away and threw a huge pillar after him. Starkiller
Once again, referring to gameplay. Although this game looks amazing, not gonna lie. I really can't wait to play it.
You should. I literally finished it a couple months ago.
Cool.
Starkiller, while laying on the ground, manages to catch the pillar, which was supported by Vader, who kept using the Force to try and push the pillar into Starkiller, while simultaneously starting to unearth another pillar and managing to throw that one at Vader. Yep, so he could stand his ground holding one pillar that Vader was pushing against, while at the same time pull out another one and throw it at Vader. I sure think Anakin wished he could have done that
No,
during
he
Episode
didn't
2
throw it
against
at him.
Dooku.
What?
Oh, sorry, he didn't throw the second pillar at him. He just shoot Force lightning.
Okay, he's lying now. Also, context. Anakin just had his sword hand cut off, and he's in pain and tired from fighting. He's been fighting in the arena.
Starkiller then gets up and friggin' uses these metal pillars to channel the lightning strikes from the storm on Kamino from these metal pillars right into himself, kind of supercharging himself with lightning. Then he unleashes the lightning right at Vader while his entire body is brimming with electricity and lightning. That's also where this iconic picture of him is from, where his body is wrapped in lightning.
And it looks badass. I'm not complaining, are you?
No?
But yeah, that's an incredibly powerful feat, and poor Vader got absolutely slam dunked by this. I think Palpatine's Force Lightning must have been an absolute joke in comparison to this, but somehow Vader survives this, but not Palpatine?
What? I don't get what he's trying to mean by that.
I guess he was trying to say that the Force lightning that Starkiller is using wasn't as powerful as Palpatine's. Let's say Starkiller's Force lightning was at 80%. Obviously, Vader would have damage, but he still would have survived. Palpatine's, on the other hand, is at 100%, and that can easily damage and even kill him.
Well, to be fair, Palpatine was trying to kill Luke.
Exactly.
So his lightning would be a lot more lethal.
So yeah, insanely overpowered feat. No one else has done it before and ever since, and for the sake of poor
Yeah,
old
because
Vader,
not just anyone can conjure up Force lightning. It's a Sith power for a reason. Jedi have Force justice.
that's probably for the better that Starkiller never was really considered canon.
Yes, he was. The novelizations, you idiot.
If they ever did like a Force Unleashed 3, I think it would have been about Starkiller, his clone Juno, and Ron Koda dying, and basically leading to the events of A New Hope.
Possibly.
Hell, I could even see Palpatine be a playable character, killing all of the rebel troopers, and even sacrificing his lightsaber to destroy their rebel cruiser, so that it explains why he doesn't have a lightsaber in Return of the Jedi. And like I said, it leads to A New Hope. So similar to Rogue One, it would have Princess Leia being a part of there, and Vader ends up following her and her ship.
Well, actually, we already have a depiction of how Vader figures out she's part of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
Vader, that's probably for the better that Starkiller never was really considered canon.
Yeah, that's a lie and a half.
Although this
This is non-canon. And you know it.
Alright, the alternate ending.
was never considered canon, it was still kind of funny to have. Starkiller and a DLC pack would go on to face off against every single main character in the original Star Wars trilogy.
Except Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's to give you a spoiler, that's actually in The Force Unleashed 2. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, the DLC is in The Force Unleashed 2.
Yes.
All right. I gotta see if I can get a version of the game with the DLC installed. The EU was, is, and always will be the real Star Wars canon. Hey, you stole my catchphrase.
In the dark side ending, he takes the place as apprentice at the Emperor's side and hunts down the rebels just like Vader did. Firstly, he shows up against old Ben Kenobi right before they're about to board the Millennium Falcon for the first time on Tatooine. After a short duel, he manages to headbutt Kenobi before throwing him against the walls with the Force. Finally, he pierces his lightsaber through Kenobi's chest. To end him completely,
Stop giving us a play-by-play. Just say he kicked Obi-Wan's ass and, be done with it.
add insult to injury, he tosses the beaten Kenobi into the ignited engine of the Millennium Falcon just for the heck of it, I guess, and vaporizes him.
Just for the heck of it, how about to kill him?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one more powerful character off the checklist. Who's next?
Pause the video
Oh,
for a
Boba
moment.
Fett. Well,
You do know Ben Kenobi was an old man by that point?
Yeah, and he also, in that scene, he turned into a Force ghost.
Exactly. Duh.
And I also like how this was the first game that you actually get to fight a Force ghost, and you had to use the Force to literally beat him.
Good times. Good times.
Boba kind of just goes out like a silly person in all of his fights, as that's kind of his reputation after the Sarlacc incident.
No, it's not. Boba goes out in pretty badass ways. He doesn't really lose like a comic book villain. For the most part.
After being outclassed, Boba, as a final measure, fires the rocket on his jetpack at Starkiller. Starkiller easily catches it and just simply throws it back at Boba, vaporizing him as well. 2 down, few more to go.
Honestly, Boba had balls to go after a Force user like that. I mean, to be fair, he did fight Vader in a lightsaber duel. Yep, that is canon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we gotta start wrapping this. I can tell you're falling asleep here.
We're way into the Galactic Civil War now, and Starkiller arrives at Echo Base, where he finds none other than Luke Skywalker, an inexperienced Jedi who had destroyed the first Death Star. He easily beats Luke and then gives him a choice: either let his friends in the Falcon die, or join him as his apprentice. Luke chooses the latter and henceforth is now Starkiller's apprentice. Next up on the original trilogy cast, Chewbacca and Han Solo.
Oh, wait, he does fight Chewbacca, right? Wait, what did you say?
This is the DLC I was talking about.
Yeah, I know.
They are no match whatsoever, but what makes it a feat is that he actually kills them both. He literally knocks out Chewie with a single punch in hand-to-hand combat.
Pretty sure that was him breaking Chewie's neck.
Or maybe just hitting his neck before, because you actually see him move a little bit when Han accidentally shot him.
After having overpowered him, without a lightsaber,
okay.
I might add, and then uses Chewie as a shield against the blaster shots that Han shoots at him, killing him.
Honestly, I think Han gets it the worst out of all of them who die. Because he actually shot his best friend in the back.
Yeah.
Poor Han. And he's one of my favorite characters in Star Wars.
Wookiee. He then leaps over and...
Sorry, to think that Han never really believed or even care about the Jedi or the Force, and now, at least in this non-canon continuity, he's killed by a Force user.
Ironic.
Yep.
Grabs Han with the Force and stabs him through the chest, ending him as well. But wait, there's one more member of the OT cast missing. Leia, and she's a...
You sound surprised. It's not like, oh, I don't know, she's related to the most powerful Force user in the galaxy. What's wrong with her being... Oh my god, yellow lightsaber.
Yeah, but at least...
Hold up, hang on.
Leia.
She looks kind of like Rey here. Do you think they ripped off her Jedi guys for Rey?
It wouldn't surprise me. I know that things in The Rise of Skywalker was a mess during production. Having to steal story arcs and fan ideas just to throw it in there. I seriously will not be surprised if they literally saw this gameplay and be like, that's Rey.
Leia with a yellow lightsaber hits different now. I mean, for me, I still like yellow lightsabers, but that's because I can separate the Disney from the expanded universe. I respect yellow lightsabers in the original EU continuity. Because, well, for me, there's only the 6 films in the expanded universe and nothing else. Star
Yeah.
Wars hasn't been. Disney has ruined yellow lightsabers. I mean, for the casual viewer, probably, but for me, they haven't.
It's so weird that in the comics they gave Luke a yellow lightsaber, and basically try to pretend, oh no, it's his green lightsaber. We just haven't turned green yet.
They ruined lightsabers so badly, and it's more than just making them glorified baseball bats. Now they're like sentient pieces of technology.
Piece of technology that doesn't even stab people. Ahsoka's TV show so much.
And she's a Jedi? After a short duel, Starkiller also kills her, but with a cheap shot by stabbing her with a second blade in a saber lock.
Yeah, because, it's not like the Sith are known for using any methods possible to get power or to win.
Kind of lame, considering he overpowered the likes of Vader, but whatever.
A Sith gotta do what a Sith gotta do.
Still
Mhm.
kills every single member of the OT, and there's countless potential content material about what-if scenarios of him and Luke ruling the galaxy together. But yeah, that's it for this.
Wow, you hardly ever gave much of an explanation there, dude. That was awful. I'm putting him on the list. Oh, geez, remember when Plo Koon had a yellow lightsaber? Yep. Oprah Winfrey. You get a yellow lightsaber. You get a yellow lightsaber. Everyone gets a yellow lightsaber.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
that's
I get a
proxy.
lightsaber!
That's a prox. That was proxy as Maul.
Yeah.
I think Rey might also be a ripoff of Tahiri Velia, who's apparently another character from the Star Wars EU. Would not surprise me. You just made the list. All right. Streaming. We've been streaming for 2 hours. It is 12:46 where I am. I believe Khalil here is falling asleep, so we're gonna wrap things up, guys.
Well, thankfully I don't go to work until 2 p.m. But yeah, I had to sleep for maybe at 1:30.
All right. Well, if you liked what you saw here today, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week. Stay awesome, guys.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Feel free to join anytime.
You got it.